The Rachel Zegler was supposed to be Disney's golden ticket cast as Snow White in the live-action remake of the movie that literally built the Disney empire. It should have been a career-defining role that actors dream about their entire lives, but from the moment her casting was announced, things started going sideways in spectacular fashion instead of celebrating the original fairy tale. The Snow White situation has turned into a full-blown Hollywood disaster, with rumors circulating about a confrontation with Jack Black that allegedly pushed the young actress to her breaking point. Zegler proudly declared that Snow White wouldn't require a man to save her this time around, claiming that the modern reimagining would eliminate the prince completely and substitute something else for the seven dwarves. She also repeatedly referred to the prince in the original movie as a stalker, mocking the classic version. Her interviews seemed to be intended to rile up devoted fans. Choices that quickly caused the audience to become alarmed, however. Zegler's seeming confidence, almost to the point of arrogance, was what truly grabbed people's attention. She was quoted as saying, "People will always come see me no matter what, and everything I do people will wait in line to see." Those words would come back to haunt her in the most brutal way possible. Zegler started sharing videos of herself sitting by herself in completely empty theaters as the film's release drew near. She did this not once, but several times, seemingly oblivious to how awful the scene looked, as if the empty seats surrounding her weren't telling a heartbreaking tale about audience interest. For those watching online, it was unsettling to see someone in denial about what was obviously turning into a public failure. Meanwhile, something totally unexpected was taking place across town. The Minecraft movie, which critics praised and industry insiders had dismissed as a joke, was smashing at the box office. After 3 weeks, the Jack Black rumors started to circulate. According to behind-the-scenes accounts, Black, the voice of Kung Fu Panda, and a major star in the Minecraft film, allegedly confronted Zegler during this turbulent time, asking her how she was handling the mounting backlash, specifically her tendency to brush off all criticism as hate from trolls. "Do you think calling fans trolls is helping?" he allegedly asked her. What followed depends on which rumor you believe. Some sources claim Zegler became extremely emotional, while others say she stormed off set, and some even suggest she broke down in front of Disney executives. Whether or not she sought therapy afterward, though, has been suggested by some as the timing of this alleged confrontation marked a clear turning point. Suddenly, there was silence throughout the Snow White press tour. Disney started issuing vague statements about the project. Zegler's usually active social media presence temporarily went dark. People started wondering if the pressure had finally become too much internally. The film itself was reportedly falling apart. Multiple insiders claimed that major editing decisions were being made at the last minute, with entire scenes and storylines being cut just weeks before the premiere test. Audiences described the movie as tonally inconsistent, emotionally flat, and preachy, like watching two different films mashed together, and not in a good way. Even Disney CEO Bob Iger was allegedly concerned after receiving dismal reports from test screenings. He reportedly began asking tough questions about how a cornerstone project with $1 billion potential had gone so spectacularly off track. What was meant to be a sure thing now looked like a potential disaster. The contrast with the Minecraft movie couldn't have been more stark. While Snow White felt like a lecture, dressed up as entertainment, people applauded Minecraft for being lighthearted, witty, and enjoyable without being condescending, and most crucially, for not attempting to impose a message on its audience. Disney hard Snow White was supposed to be empowering, but instead came across as self-important. Even longtime Disney defenders were acknowledging that something felt off. The fairy tale remake that should have reinforced Disney's cultural dominance was instead raising uncomfortable questions about whether the studio had lost touch with what audiences actually want. So, what actually happened between Zegler and Black? Theaters were filled with dancing kids, laughing parents, and genuine joy, exactly the kind of magic Disney used to create with such ease. The specifics are still unclear. Although some claim there was no face-to-face confrontation at all, only tense messages between representatives, others say it happened in a private backroom during reshoots, and still others say it was a heated exchange during a press event. The story spread like wildfire regardless of the specifics. People were moved by the picture of a Hollywood veteran scolding a budding star. It seemed to perfectly capture a larger cultural shift. Audiences have long been weary of what many perceive to be Hollywood's increasingly agenda-driven narrative productions that read more like declarations than stories. But this particular instance highlighted the tension. Through it all, Zegler attempted to preserve her public persona by sharing encouraging quotes, reposting fan messages, and posting filtered selfies, but the atmosphere had clearly changed. Her content felt strained, as if she were trying to look unaffected while under a lot of pressure, and in today's internet culture, that kind of disconnect is not ignored. Online reactions were predictably divided. Behind closed doors at Disney, panic was reportedly setting in, and PR teams went into overdrive as every new development was amplified across social media. While some followers offered support by pointing out the impossible standards women in Hollywood face and the toxicity of fan backlash, others went straight for mockery, turning her perceived arrogance into meme fuel. Reshoots were ordered with frantic urgency, and PR budgets were slashed and redirected. Executive meetings reportedly involved frantic efforts to avert what was rapidly turning into a well-publicized catastrophe. While Disney execs were frantically trying to figure out what to do, Minecraft was jokingly racing past $300 million zero worldwide, which made the situation even more agonizing. In addition to struggling at the box office, White was going through what business insiders refer to as an implosion of expectations. This was more than just dismal financial results. It was a fundamental breach in the audience-Disney relationship, a betrayal of trust that might have long-term effects on the studio's reputation. The alleged altercation with Jack Black came to represent all that had gone wrong, while others doubled down on a concept that was becoming more and more out of touch. One voice of reason in a chaotic room attempted to steer the production back on course. The argument between Zegler and Black felt like a conflict between two opposing visions of entertainment, one based on heart and joy, and the other focused on optics and statements. Some claim he humiliated Zegler, while others claim he simply told her a truth that no one else dared to voice. Sometimes the audience is right, and dismissing every critic as a troll isn't just bad PR. It's delusional that tension became a mirror reflecting broader problems not just in this production but in Hollywood's current mindset, from over-marketed moralizing to tone-deaf messaging. If rumors of Zegler's emotional collapse are accurate, it's not just about one actress reaching her breaking point. It's about the possible demise of Disney's whole live-action remake design, a commercial model that once seemed invincible but is now exhibiting significant flaws. Snow White may be the loudest alarm, but the warning signs have been there for a while. Declining returns, growing audience apathy, critical backlash, and diminishing returns. What's becoming more and more obvious, though, is that fans want authenticity, joy, and magic, not nostalgia repackaged as lectures or beloved classics filtered through a corporate checklist. The very characteristics that initially made these tales timeless. And if even someone with Jack Black's celebrity and kindness couldn't right the ship, perhaps it's time for Disney to radically reconsider its strategy, because this isn't just about one movie failing. It's about a legacy on the verge of collapse. Disney's magic wasn't built on focus groups or messaging strategies, it was built on emotion, wonder, and heart. And when audiences sense those elements are missing, they respond not with polite disappointment, but with their wallets and their voices. They skip the premieres, they post the memes, they call out what feels disingenuous. The audiences aren't lining up for moral lessons that feel forced down their throats, they're showing up for fun that feels genuine. They want characters they can cheer for, stories they can escape into, and worlds they want to revisit. They're looking for that rare feeling when the screen lights up and for a couple of hours everything else fades away. And until Disney rediscovers how to create that magic, no amount of legacy IP or marketing spin can fix what's broken unless something changes fast. Snow White may go down not just as a box office disappointment, but as a defining moment when Disney's golden age of remakes hit a wall. We're not just talking about poor reviews anymore, we're talking about a potential breaking point in the company's carefully constructed image. A film that was intended to rejuvenate Disney's legacy has instead become a symbol of disconnect in the eyes of many fans. This is a betrayal that causes viewers to cease giving a studio the benefit of the doubt, not merely a creative error. It's easy to assume that people will be extremely skeptical of Disney ventures in the future. Before a single ticket is sold, trailers are broken down frame by frame, celebrities are interviewed, and narratives are questioned. Was Jack Black the wake-up call that Disney desperately needed? Could this confrontation be the one that finally forces the studio to face criticism it's been ignoring for years? Snow White was supposed to be a guaranteed cultural moment, but it may be remembered as the spark that ignited a broader fan revolt. According to several industry insiders, Black and Zegler's apparent altercation marked a turning point. An internal uprising against a system that appears to prioritize message over magic. Or is this just another exaggerated Hollywood rumor? An exaggerated story created specifically for hits and controversy in today's digital world, a heated moment between celebrities can quickly turn into an epic saga in a matter of hours. In any case, one thing is certain. This story isn't over by a long shot, with Snow White's performance under intense scrutiny and the internet scrutinizing every frame quote, and behind-the-scenes whisper the stakes couldn't be higher. Everyone involved, Zegler, Black, Disney CEO Bob Iger, and the studio itself, are being watched more closely than ever before. Whatever happens in the upcoming weeks could change how Hollywood approaches its most treasured stories going forward. It could be the moment that compels major studios to reevaluate their remake strategies and reconnect with what initially made these stories so popular in the first place. Or it could just be another setback swiftly forgotten as the next controversy arises. Beyond box office results, Snow White and Minecraft are compared. It concerns two very dissimilar methods of providing entertainment. According to reports, one movie attempted to reimagine a classic with a strong message, while the other embraced unapologetic joy and inventiveness. Statements about what it wouldn't be served as the anchor for one, while celebrations of what it may be served as the anchor for the other, and audiences' preferences were crystal obvious. They're picking movies that make them feel something real rather than movies that dictate what they should think, and they're choosing pleasure over lectures, authenticity over messaging, and heart over homework. No one is unaware of the irony. It's a testament to the fact that no amount of computer-generated imagery or brand recognition can ever fully replace Disney's authentic heart and joy that a film based on a blocky video game with purposefully simple graphics is emotionally connecting with audiences in ways that Disney's lavish, expensive fairy tale reimagining apparently couldn't. Reconnecting with the wonder and magic that made these stories timeless in the first place is a difficult but clear path forward. Keep in mind that while lectures rarely inspire, heartfelt stories have the power to change the world. Recognize that honoring your audience and your legacy is not only morally right, but also profitable because, at the end of the day, the most potent magic in storytelling isn't found in special effects or updated messaging, but rather in the timeless ability to make an audience feel. Until Disney realizes that all the king's horses and all the king's men won't be able to put Snow White back together